thermographic scanning for early detection of breast cancer. It was about a year ago, or actually a little longer, that I was doing a lot of praying and really asking God to work with me to obtain this machine. We set up a nonprofit. So it wasn't this machine at the time, it was together with the cameras. And my prayer was to be able to offer free scanning or free thermal imaging. Mammograms are free. Why can't we have thermograms free? Okay, so it was my desire and my prayer that we will be able to do this. So I was on a mission, big mission, you know, and a lot of doctors, a lot of practitioners knew of my desire to want to do this. My goal was to set up breast health walkathons. It is breast health walkathons for men, women, and children for early detection and breast cancer, because men also are having the same situation and not just women. In my quest, a friend of mine called me and she said, there's a company out of Canada, you need to call them up and see if they would help you out. Well, when I called, they said, well, the machine is about $25,000 and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, well, I don't have that kind of money, and this is my goal, and this is what I've been praying. It's something I always say all the time. I am so grateful that I'm a magnet for miracles, and I know I'm going to generate this, it's going to happen. And lo and behold, we went back and forth on the phone for a couple weeks, and the next conversation I had, the senior vice president of Eaton Diagnostic called me and said, have you seen your email? And I said, no. She said, well, I'm going to stay on the phone until you find it. Well, I couldn't find it. So she said, well, I'm just going to tell you, we are giving you the machine. So right now, I am the only one in the world that's offering this type of scanning for free under our nonprofit. No one should ever have to wait and have this test done. And quickly, I just want, a very dear friend of mine, when I was telling him my mission, then he told me his story. So he is our spokesperson for men. So quickly, Ken Rose, if you can come up, please. Thank you.
Dr. Cherilyn, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. Quite a few of you, I'm sure, have had the same experiences with loved one or friends or some sort. At the age of 22, I actually was diagnosed with, I had a mastectomy at the age of 21. A lot of people find that hard to believe. At the time, I didn't know what it was or what I was going through, and I have to tell you, it was quite an experience. Just here to tell the men and the women, of course, to have your guys or your loved guys or your husbands or whoever they are, your brothers, that it's really something that the women have to push on us, powerful, strong men. And because it's something that we don't really, our egos just don't allow us to bow down to that. By us being like the leaders or the men of the family or the head of the household, we kind of feel like we're just a little bit too dominant to bow down to doctors or, admit to the fact that there's something wrong with us. So it had my life pushing me and having me go get the attention of the doctor, and then for the mammogram and so forth and so on. When I had something that I had. But just real shortly, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you take time out to educate and kind of push your men along. Without that extra push from you, I wouldn't. I tell a lot of men today, and I'm here today to do whatever I can to educate other males, brothers, sisters, husbands, what have you. If you feel at all that there's something wrong, you get yourself checked out. Because, but I'm blessed and glad to be here today. Thank you.
21 that he didn't know, and his family didn't know about mammography scanning. I mean, you know, he's in his 50s now, or 50. He didn't know about that then. And so he's had this test done, and now everything is still normal. So, I mean, it was traumatizing. He didn't talk about how traumatizing it was to have a mammogram, especially for a man. It's traumatizing us as women. Imagine what it's like for a man. So, because of xenoestrogens being so high in a person's diet, we have to really do things early and start checking. The one good thing with this machine, I'm going to go through and show you, not only tests for the mammograms or the breast tissue, and for men it's gynecomastia and not so much breast, but we also need to check with them too. And I just want to thank you so much for sharing that. So he is our spokesperson, and he doesn't believe in the other testing, just the CRT and pathology. So painless, no radiation, wonderful. Thank you so very much. I just want to say too that because of this device, I just had a pretty horrible experience happen to me just within the last, actually the last 24 hours. It was yesterday. 3 weeks ago, I convinced my cousin to come and have the test done. She had a lot of pain in the breast. She didn't want to do it. You know how it is sometimes working with families. You know, especially I'm the only one in holistic medicine, and everybody else is, you know, traditional and don't really believe in it as much. And finally got her into the office on a Sunday, did her test. This will actually give me a report. So he gives me a graft, and it also gives me a printout report. The person that did my training has been doing this over 20 years. So you can imagine what she's gone through when she picked up things early and went back to their doctors and said, there's nothing wrong. You know, ultrasound normal, maybe the mammogram normal, and nothing's wrong 5-6 years down the line. Now they find out the cancer's there. Well, it just happened to one of my relatives. So she left me, and some people in the family said, you know what, she's not a medical doctor. You know, I don't profess ever to be a medical doctor. My PhD is in alternative medicine. I'm a board-certified nurse practitioner and graduated from Charles Drew Medical School as a physician assistant. So I am good at what I do. Number one, because I put God first. Yes. Amen. That's why. When you put God first, you're going to get the answers. Yes. And I don't have anybody walk in my office feeling sick. If you walk in there feeling sick, you're going to feel good walking out. Yes. Right. You know, because I claim that, I know that's going to happen, and I make sure that person feels that way, and it's going to happen for them. So my cousin, she left. Her doctor told her, she went to her doctor, she went and got a second opinion. The doctor said, you just have an infection. And put her on antibiotics. You know, and just, I just couldn't believe she would do that. And she called me, and she called me, well, I told all the family that I came to you first, but my doctor just said it was an infection. And I was devastated. You know, I was so devastated, number one, because her mother passed, my aunt, of breast cancer. And I'm watching her, and I said, how could she say that? You know, let's go take this a step further. No. Until I got a call yesterday. And this is 2 weeks ago. Got a call yesterday, she has cancer. So, you know, it's just amazing. And I tell her that I would never work with any equipment. My prayer was to have something to help, yes, to assist in finding things early. You know, and another spokesperson of mine is a well-known, she couldn't be here tonight, but she had had a mammogram 4 months before I met her. And when I met her, I just walked up to her, we started talking, I was in her salon. She's a well-known cosmetologist here in the community. She is our spokesperson also. And she said, no, I'm fine. I just had one, everything's fine. I said, I don't know, somewhere in my spirit, I'm telling you, you need to be in my office Wednesday. This was on Monday. So she came in, we did her test, sure enough, we found something there. I said, go to your doctor, followed up. Followed up, so she did. And her doctor, I thank God that she had a doctor that didn't say, oh, you just went somewhere, those things are not reliable, they don't work. She followed up on it. And she went ahead and had surgery, because it was cancer. but they said it was so minute, they could barely find it.
Yes.
And it saved her life. So if she waited another year for another mammogram, it probably still wouldn't have not picked it up. And waited another year, by then it would have probably been too late. So this is a wonderful gauge because you can monitor exactly what's going on with the person. And since this machine here, our CRT machine,
Okay, that's what I want you to know.
okay, yes. GMO? Oh my goodness, that would take all night. I'm actually on the committee with the company for GMO. Also, I work with organizations for free mercury cities.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of.
Stevia, how do you feel about stevia?
Stevia is, I mean, if you like it, I can find a stevia that have a good taste.
Right.
You know. Yes. This machine with neuropathy, this is basically organ. Now, if you have neuropathy, I'm so excited because I have another machine. Okay? Yes. Yes. It's called NeuroCare. Nobody should ever be in pain, have neuropathy, have a wound, or scheduled for an amputation. That's the other machine I have. We're not talking about that one tonight, but you're more than welcome to come by the clinic. And if you come, I'll give you a free treatment. I'll give you a free treatment. It is phenomenal, this machine. Phenomenal. For swelling, for edema, for carpal tunnel, for urinary incontinence, for men who have enlarged prostate glands. You know, you're getting up back and forth going to the bathroom at night, this will actually shrink it. But after 2 treatments, everybody comes back after 2 treatments and said, I'm not getting up at night at all to go to the bathroom. But this is something that I say, and I'm going to wrap it up. I want everybody to repeat it after me because I think it's so powerful. I didn't wear my little badge tonight. I am so grateful that I am a magnet for miracles. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And is she everything that we said she was? Yes, and more. Yes. And we have something special to present to you. Yes. A couple of special presentations, as a matter of fact.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
I would like everybody to take a look at this.
that is so gorgeous.
Yes, I would like to have. This is from a special collection that was presented to us from our wonderful Dr. Cupertino and Dr. Williams over there. We have them to thank from their Goddess collection, a special collection. And it's a very valuable piece. You can look at it and tell. But it yes, it's quite.
Can I come up there?
Yes, I would like her to come up. Dr. Cupertino is behind this, and her fiance, Dr. William.
Oh, I'm married.
Oh, you already? Oh, can I first? Yeah, he was just your fiance. Would you like to come up too? Okay, well, she's going to represent. Would you wave your hand? This is the other half. Dr. Williams. Yes.
That is a rose. Wow. So we're right on target.
And if you notice, it happens to be the rose. And there's more. Can you tell us more about the line and how they can get it?
Yes,
I wrote a book called 21 Days with the Mistress of King Midas, Amazon.com. And 21 days, this lady of the night stumbled on this king, and she had 21 days to get him in shape. And so the rose, if any of you are familiar with the story of King Midas, he had this beautiful rose garden. We developed this rose line, which all of the products, I'm wearing the Queen of Sheba right now, but this so-called Lady Mistress line, it's all roses, different colors, and large, and some are smaller. And we decided this would be a very good idea to present to such a wonderful lady. I've known her for a long time. We've been friends for a long, long time. Yes, I love you. So that's the story behind the line. And we also have the Cleopatra line, the Queen of Sheba line, Queen down through the centuries line, and just several others. And you can contact Dr. Tatanis, my husband. He's the owner of the store, but I wear it all. I'm the buyer, and he'll give you more information.
Thank you again for coming. And I've always known her as Dr. Carpentino, now I'm going to have to change your name.
my daddy said no.
Can I do the poem I wrote while I was...
Hold on. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now, we have another presentation. I would like to have Christian to bring our special guest to the front here.
You don't have to bend down.
Iris Sherman. I want to tell you something about this lady. She is walking history. A remarkable person. She comes from a royal lineage. She's a descendant of Mary, Queen of Scots. That is only part of the story. I mean, it's enough to fill a full book. And also her great-grandmother. I think I probably need her to say the full name correctly, but I can remember the Marquesa de Pinzón.
Right? I love it.
Yes. And they were shipbuilders in Spain. And they built 3 boats that made it to America, that they sponsored Christopher Columbus's trip. And he discovered America, and as you can see, Iris Shermer, at 90 years young, has discovered the fountain of youth.